This is Patty.
This is Andrew.
And you're watching Wild Taiwan Campus Edition! Let's welcome our guests! Put your hand together for Daniele and Gio!
And your friend Gloria and Valerio!
We have guests, if you couldn't tell, today from Italy.
Yeah.
Beautiful Natalia.
Definitely. We are deeply influenced by Italian culture, whether the cuisine, our lifestyle.
Yeah, from Leonardo da Vinci to
definitely.
coffee.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
But
Okay.
since we're doing the campus edition today, all of our guests have studied or are currently studying in Taiwan. And so since we're doing this kind of theme of a show, we like to start the show out with a kind of a show and tell portion. To tell us a bit about your home, where you're from, and let's see, I see that. And that to me is quintessential Italian.
This is addiction.
Right, so let's start with this. Valerio, is this yours?
Yeah, it's mine.
Oh.
It's
Please
mine.
tell us about it.
So this is an Italian coffee maker. So it's called mocha.
Okay.
So I think, as you said, it's one of the most Italian things you could never think of. So basically, this mocha I brought to you today is just for 2 cups, but actually every household in Italy at least has one.
Okay.
And can also have more, just because this is for 2 cups, and whenever you have guests at home, you just need a bigger one, right?
Yeah, it comes in different sizes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like our Italian culture is to drink coffee without any stuff inside.
Okay.
So we just have no cream, no milk, and personally, not even sugar. And yeah, and also, it's an interesting fact that in Italy, we do like to argue a lot between North and South.
Yeah.
And they think that coffee is the only thing that people don't argue about.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So of all the differences in Italy, coffee is the one thing that brings you all together.
Exactly.
Ooh, that smells strong.
It's very bitter.
It's
Tastes
game.
like home. So,
Yeah.
That's like jet fuel.
So this is between a espresso and
Americano?
Would you say that?
nothing to do with the Americano, but yeah.
Do you know what Americano is? It's for the Americans.
This is quite an insult.
That's what the name says.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like that.
But it's not as strong as an espresso. It's a bit lighter, a bit.
It's a little bit lighter. Yeah,
Okay.
just a little bit.
But this
Okay.
is delicious.
It is.
And strong.
Very strong.
My teeth have feeling.
Yes, it needs something to go with it, right?
Ah, and I see something on the table that kind of looks like it could go with the
Yes,
coffee pretty
there's
well.
another one as well. Which
Ooh, should we do
what should go with
the
coffee?
biscuits or the rocher?
The biscuits.
Daniel, why don't we start with you?
Sure, we can start with this, yeah.
Yeah.
So I decided to bring these heart-shaped cookies. They're called cuoricini from Italy, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I particularly like them because when I came to Taiwan, I found out that people here like to take pictures while doing a little heart.
Yes, we do.
Like that.
We will
Thank
do
you.
a selfie.
Thank you.
Yes.
We'll go like, ew.
You can do this, right?
Yes. Will it be a crime if I dip this
No.
in the
No,
coffee?
no,
It'll be
not at all.
okay.
Okay.
It's fine, it's fine.
This is something you would do at home too?
Yes.
Go on,
Yeah.
go
You
on.
can
Okay,
try.
you can do that.
I feel like this might go pretty well together.
Right.
This is the most traditional Italian breakfast you can get.
Breakfast?
Yes, of course.
What's in this?
Some chocolate.
Right, chocolate chip
and
cookies,
it's really, yeah.
Oh, yum, yum. Oh, that's
This is good.
a
Love.
great way to start the day.
Take a seat,
Yeah.
I
please.
can run a marathon now.
Where are you going, Andrew?
I don't know, but I'm going somewhere fast.
Yeah. Oh, this is lovely. Italians love sweets, right? Yeah, so do we. My friend used to stay in Italy. She stayed there for a couple of years, and she's from Tainan of Taiwan.
Okay.
And she says Italy is basically the Tainan of
Europe?
Yeah. Because things are sweet and aromatic.
Big flavor, rich history,
Yeah.
a lot of art, you know, throughout all sorts of times and periods. Speaking of history, there's a big book on the table.
Oh my God, a heavy one.
Yeah.
Gio,
Yes.
what is this?
This is the most comprehensive best history of Venice you can ever find in Italy.
Oh, wow.
If you read this book, you will be more Venetian than me.
And so you're Venetian?
Yes, I'm from Venice, and this is probably like, the most important book about the history of Venice. I think it represents all the sides of Venice. It's not just history, it's culture, it's language, and all of this is comprehended in this little book.
Okay. Well, I also heard that ciao, the phrase, doesn't it originate in Venice?
Yes, it comes from the Venetian schiavo, which means like to be a slave in order like a sort of servitude toward the person.
Okay.
So if I say ciao, someone's like, how can I help?
Oh, so it's like at your service.
At your service, yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
History, art.
History, art, and also more dessert.
Yes.
It's never enough, okay? Chocolate, there's never enough. So actually, I come from a city called Alba, which is in the north of Italy.
Yeah.
Alba is also famous for white truffle, good food, good wine. But Alba is where like Ferrero company was born. It used to be like a small patisserie shop, and it became one of the biggest industry of chocolate in the world. It's coming from my city. And every time I go to 7-Eleven or to a convenience store and I watch it, there's Ferrero Rocher is so popular here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I love it. I feel like home. It's the perfect gift.
Well, that's so cool. It's like if you're from Alba, you're never really that far away from home because
Everywhere, exactly. Not only also Nutella, the Kinder Ferrero. Everything's Ferrero is like Italian chocolate.
Oh my!
So it's
Nutella
like-
is Italian?
I
Yes,
had no
yes.
idea.
It's just always like
really
from
didn't know.
Ferrero.
Really?
It's actually from Alba.
Really?
Yes. Because our region is so famous for very good hazelnut, and that's where it started. All from the hazelnut spread.
and the nuts in the Ferrero Rocher
Yes.
as well.
And then Nutella.
And then
No wonder.
Ah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Valerio, you didn't know.
I did know,
No, you don't.
but unfortunately, I'm not able to eat hazelnut and peanuts, so I kind of don't know about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because of allergies. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm so
what a
sorry.
pity, but we'll eat it for you.
No problem.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, do you know we have a lot of peanuts in our food in Taiwan too?
I know.
Everywhere.
I know.
So,
I'm used to it.
okay.
luckily. No
So then why did you choose Taiwan then? If you
Basically, I completed my studies last year, but then I wanted to improve my Chinese a lot more.
Okay.
So I knew about this scholarship that I got at the end. It's the YU Enrichment Scholarship from the Ministry of Education
Okay.
of Taiwan. So I applied for it, and luckily I got it. So I'm here. I arrived last year's August. So I started studying Chinese last year's August. And unfortunately, I will hand it this experience next month. So it's almost over.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's almost over.
So it's a short course.
Yeah, it was just 9 months. Yeah,
Okay,
it's really
okay.
short. But it's fine, it's fine. My Chinese has improved a lot. I have to say I love the city, I love Taiwan, and I love Taiwanese people because honestly, I feel like that Taiwanese people in some ways are really similar to Italians
Really?
Which part?
because I would say south.
Oh,
I
Southern
would say
Italian.
south.
Okay.
Just because we're like a lot more
Passionate.
kind. Yeah.
okay.
I feel like I'm from the south, of course.
Right.
So how do you feel about that now?
So from the north we are kind, okay? Like,
It's okay, have a cup of coffee. Have a cup of coffee.
You want more? We have more.
okay.
So maybe that's why I like this place that much, I would say.
Any plans to stay after your course ends?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe get married within 2 months. And then you can stay.
There's time.
Oh man.
Let's see.
So we'll let the North and South fight it out over here.
Right.
Gio, what about you?
It's been a long time. It's been almost 10 years now. So, yeah. At the beginning, I was studying in Venice. I was studying communication, and I didn't really like it. I was really bored with it, and then I decided to take a break. It was a 4-month break, and now it's 10 years break. I decided to study privately Chinese in Taiwan for 4 months. Then I decided that it wasn't enough. I wanted to learn more because in 4 months I couldn't fully understand the language yet or the culture. So I moved into the MTC for 6 terms, which is like about a year and a half.
Okay.
And after that, I still have a sense I want to do even more. So I enrolled in NTNU, Chinese as second language, and I graduated there.
Wow.
At the beginning, for me, it was Taiwan because I used to live nearby. A good friend of mine, she's half Italian, half Taiwanese.
Okay.
And growing up together, every summer she would go back to Taiwan and she would come back to Venice telling me story. You know, I've been in Taiwan, I did this and that. So when I wanted to study Chinese, well, Taiwan was my first choice.
Oh, wow. So it really was the motivation of learning the language that kind of brought you here at first.
Yes.
And then the connection that you had with that friend kind of planted that seed a long time ago.
Yes, when I decided was studying Chinese was Taiwan.
Okay.
There was like no doubt in my mind.
Your first stop was MTC, which is Mandarin Training Center.
Yes.
So your goal was to go back home and teach Mandarin, was it?
Well, I could, but no, I decided to stay.
But you can like teach Mandarin almost everywhere now, right?
I have a degree as like, yes, I could teach Mandarin. Maybe not to you.
Awesome. I don't need, you can teach me Italian.
I can do that too.
Daniel, what about you?
Yeah, well, back when I grew up in Italy, I didn't even know about Taiwan. And I found out later on in life when I was living in the US. So I was in San Francisco and I had a Taiwanese girlfriend at the time. So she basically introduced me to her own country. And we decided to come here for fun and for a week or two. And I realized I wanted to stay, but she wanted to go back.
Oh, wow.
So we actually went back together, but in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, it's like, I want to go back to Taiwan. And then eventually I made it, and I decided to stay.
Well, I'm curious, what made you want to come back to Taiwan? What was the most important part or unforgettable part?
Well, probably a number of reasons, but I felt more connection here between people, similar to what Valerio was saying. There's more connection between people. People are quite warm, and I was looking for a place that was also a little slower in terms of lifestyle. Yeah, I could relax more. And then on top of that, I wanted to quit my job and study Chinese.
Okay.
So Taiwan was the natural choice, really.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to study Chinese, Mandarin.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised because it's such a difficult language.
Well, I think because we grew up with it. So
No, even though now I think it's so difficult.
It is. It gets hard sometimes.
Yeah, so you need courage to, actually focus on learning Mandarin.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Gloria, how is your Mandarin?
I would say it's okay. But but I actually didn't come to Taiwan to study Chinese.
Oh, you didn't?
I decided to come here to study art.
Oh, I thought Italian. No, here to study art.
Yeah. Wow.
So basically, I actually used to live in China before,
Okay.
and I was working in the art industry. I was an artist assistant. I have some experience, but I was looking for a master to pursue my studies in art, more like Asian art in general.
Yep.
And I found literally the perfect master for me, the critical curatorial studies contemporary art, and it was an amazing experience because it was Taiwanese international from all the world, and we have a lot of courses to choose from. I learned so much from that, and after I graduate, I decided to stay here as well, and to pursue my art career here as an art curator. And it was very interesting because actually my thesis was curating my own exhibition here, and I've been very lucky, and I work with an incredible Taiwanese artist called Yao Rejong.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I was so lucky because he worked with so many students, Taiwanese students. I was like one of his students as well. He took them to visit temples, abandoned temples, dark temples, all these places a little bit more not well known in Taiwan. Yeah. So like here we can see some photo of my, was the opening. We had a Taoist ceremony at the beginning, like me and the artist and my relator as well.
Yes, he's at the back, I see him. Because I know Yao, teacher Yao as well.
Really?
Yes, he is a very creative artist. He puts a lot of, Taiwanese myth inside his work, and it's so modern at the same time. You see iPhones, laptops in his creation. One of the deities holding an iPhone.
That's very Taiwanese.
Yes, so it's really, really creative. I understand why you're so inspired.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I wanted to create an exhibition talking about the temple culture in Taiwan, but see from my foreigner point of view. So I put on display a lot of some of his most famous artworks, and then he decided to put also like his own collection of Lucky Charm. You can see that this is only a part of it. We actually have more. It all come from different parts of Taiwan, different temples, and they decided to make it more interactive. So people, there was a room nearby where people can actually go and scan a QR code and get a digital replica of the Lucky Charm.
Oh, wow.
And they can also bring like to their like back home team, like a temple like event. And here, like here you can see the QR code you can actually take.
Of those talismans.
Yeah, also I was very interested about the culture here in Taiwan, which is absolutely, it's very interesting. And coming from Italy as well, we have superstition as well, a lot. So it was interesting learning more about Taiwanese like cultural temple as well.
I mean, so what you're doing here is like a really good way to help traditional culture or religions like keep up with the times.
Yes.
Do you see the Catholic Church ever doing this one day?
I think I can see that happening very soon. Yeah, like because there's even like app you can like about temples. I know like for Matsu, like you can follow like on an app.
Yes, she has her own app.
So like Taiwanese are always like keep up with the times. Very, very technological.
I made a lot of mistakes when I was in university. I confused two very similar words.
So she would start to complain about her kids, her husband, the government, the mayor, public transit, whatever else, and I would be like, oh, how So that's how I got exposure, yeah.
That's genius. So all of you have studied in Taiwan and you've kind of worked on the language a bit. Gio, you've done the longest, I assume, 10 years, right? And Daniel was
5
years.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, like, are there any kind of interesting stories, like, or experiences, or maybe even tips and tricks that you've had while pursuing the language?
Well, my advice for everybody that wants to study Chinese is
wow. That's Mandarin. Wow.
if you want to learn Chinese, you just have to really study hard. Just bang your head on the books and just pray for the best. I made a lot of mistakes when I was in university. There was one that was super embarrassing, actually. I was in the second year, and we were practicing. I don't remember what Chinese grammar, but we had to make a sentence in front of the whole class. And I confused two very similar words in Chinese, which is pi bao and bao pi. And the sentence was something like, 我找不到我的包. So it was very embarrassing. The teacher kind of like blushed.
Andrew, please explain.
Pi bao is wallet.
And Bumpy is...
Bumpy is the little thing that some people snip off in some cultures. Like your foreskin.
This is a joke that we locals make as well, because when we see those signs of shops, sometimes you can read it
right
the other way.
Or left
yes.
to right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, his sentence was funny too. I lost my wallet, or I lost my foreskin.
Okay, too much information.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes, it was the wallet in the end.
Thank you, Gio.
We need to move away from here for a minute. Let's go over there, Valerio.
Yes.
So I pretty much agree with Joe. I think, no, not about
It's
the food.
confusing, right? Mandarin is confusing. Yeah. The language.
This episode is derailed.
I didn't even lost my wallet. So, to be clear. And yeah, I think that pretty much you need to practice a lot of speaking, first of all. Also, you don't need to be scared about making mistakes. And that's what I did.
Okay.
Also, and I think it was like 1 or 2 months ago. I was having dinner with one of my Taiwanese friends. He kind of suggested me a sort of exhibition at the Washen Creative Park. And basically, as I told you before, I'm allergic to peanuts. That in Chinese is Washen.
Yes.
And I clearly messed up the tones. And I told him, I cannot come, I'm allergic to that. But of course, he didn't understand nothing. So there was like this kind of awkward moment of silence between me and him. Nobody was laughing apart myself, but just inside, I was like, okay, maybe I'm not ready to be funny in Chinese at the moment. Maybe next time I can try again, but not this time.
That's a high-level pun, honestly.
It is.
Like fair play. Like, Your friend has a bad sense of humor.
Better next time.
Well, these are really some high-level jokes. You need to speak both languages to get these. Like, oh, good luck.
Right. Okay. Daniel, what's your story?
About learning Chinese.
Learning
Well,
Chinese, adapting
it's-
to life.
Yeah, I feel maybe I'm a little different from everyone else in the sense that I struggle to study on books. So I did try, I went to NTU as well, and I had to give up after a few months.
Okay.
And so instead I just went out and speak with people that can't speak any English. So I would go to the park and find some ama and chat with her. And I
Smartest
found
way.
that as long as I looked interested in her problems, she would keep talking.
Yeah.
So she would start to complain about her kids, her husband, the government, the mayor, public transit, whatever else, and I would be like, oh, Zanjada, oh, how shinkua, Zenda, oh, mafan. And she would feel that I cared for her, and I can just kept talking forever.
Wow.
So that's how I got exposure, yeah.
That's genius.
You get the most local way of speaking Mandarin or Taiwanese.
That's so clever too, because then you get a very like kind of everyday usage, very colloquial.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
like that bookish kind of talking style.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Because the way he was responding, like,
Yeah.
oh, for real?
For
No
real?
way.
I-
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes.
You know,
And the Ama would say, are you married? I have a daughter. My daughter single. Something like that.
oh, that's brilliant. That's a really good
Yes.
tip.
Are there any lifestyle habits in Taiwan that you guys find hard to adapt with? I'm curious. Daniel?
When I move to a new country, I want to forget my old self and enjoy myself fully in the new country. So
Yeah.
I want to become a local as much as possible. However, one thing I realized is that every time I move to a new country, there are some things that I enjoy and I like to have there. For example, I really like to ride motorcycles. When I came to Taiwan, I found out, well, I can't ride on the highway. And I was so disappointed. I was like, oh my gosh, for real? It's like, so that's something I used to do in Italy, in Switzerland, in the US, every time I moved. And that's, I was quite
So you have to
disappointed.
take like the smaller highways. You can't go on the like the national highway.
Exactly,
But if
yeah.
you're-
But you still got around, it seems.
Yeah.
You,
But if you have a, we call it the red plate.
red
Home
plate,
pie.
even
Home
then?
pie, you can go on highways.
You can't actually.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I thought you.
I was riding with a friend of mine. We were on the East Coast and we accidentally got on a stretch that was not a highway, but it was not allowed for motorcycles. It was like a tunnel, Gaojia.
Oh.
And we got pulled over.
Huh.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
you say,
didn't
我
get
不
a
会说
ticket.
中文.
Yeah, I didn't get a ticket. He did, and he was not happy about it. Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah,
can
you
only
can
go on
imagine.
express.
Oh, you can only
express
yeah, so,
highways,
okay.
expressways.
Expressways, not
Yeah,
highways.
exactly.
I see.
Okay, okay.
But the most beautiful part are not our highway. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
you
the
know
sights.
the
You
mountains,
can
the
still
sights.
enjoy it. Yes.
Okay, so
yes,
there's still ways to get
absolutely.
around the island
Yeah.
with a motorcycle.
You get the high mountains on one side and the sea on the others. It's
Beautiful.
crazy.
And so you're a long-time biker. You've been doing this kind of all over the world, and
A gentleman's ride.
I feel like I rode motorcycles more than I drove cars in my life.
okay.
So that's that's part of me basically.
You like the wind and you like the
Element,
style. Yeah.
Exactly.
Lovely.
It's more fun.
Okay. So he's adapting to Taiwan very
Yeah,
well.
Very well. He's even got the mode of transportation down. Yeah.
Okay, then Gloria, what is your
For
story?
me, when I was studying here, in the meantime, I was working part-time in a restaurant. And it was an incredible experience. I also make a lot of friends of people working there.
Yeah.
And I discovered these little things that I found very cute. The fact that every time someone from the kitchen or like one of the waiter, they go like somewhere to travel,
Yeah.
just like another city,
Yeah.
they always bring back some like sweet or some food from that part.
Always.
All the
Sweet.
time.
So it's like souvenir, omiyage.
Omiyage, yeah.
And it was something, always something about food. And I was like, okay, Italian and Taiwanese, we are so similar because like food is our like love language, okay,
Yes.
like giving food. So I also started to do as well. Every time I was traveling, I was always bringing some food from that place. So like I went to Italy for Christmas and I brought like a panettone to share with everyone.
Wow.
So I find it was very thoughtful as well. So like every time you go, you see the counter, a lot of like different food or some things from different parts of the world to share with everyone. So that was actually very nice.
Okay. Oh, that's a nice habit.
Yeah,
I didn't know
and
that was kind of unique to Taiwan.
I think it is like if you work in an office.
Sure.
You keep on getting like biscuits from everywhere,
That's true,
from
that's
Japan,
true.
from
Especially in the
Europe.
work- in the work
Yes.
environment, yeah.
And if she comes back from home and forgets something, she goes to 7-Eleven and gets this. Yeah. So.
I always the plan B always. So everyone is happy, okay?
You are lucky. You are
All the way.
lucky. Oh
Absolutely.
man.
Okay, thank you, Gloria.
Valerio.
Well, I think the way you trash the trash bags.
In Taipei City and New Taipei City, we have
Exactly.
the law?
Yeah, the policy.
Policy, yeah.
And the moment I came to Taiwan, I didn't know about this. Not even the landlord told me about this.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I have a trash bag. There's no trash cans around the city. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
And at that point, not even my roommates knew about it. So I had to figure it out by myself. And also, I brought you these bags
Yes.
because now it's unforgettable.
Which
I
one
think
is
that
the Taipei one?
This is
City?
Taipei.
Yes.
And I live in New Taipei, so this
Okay.
is
pink one.
New Taipei one, so
Yeah.
the pink one.
Ayo.
Luckily, I had this at home because of the other tenants that were there before me.
Okay.
So no problem with the bags.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
had one,
Yeah.
so gotta be that one.
And then now you know which one to buy because you had it in the house already.
Exactly. But then I had to know when to trash.
And every
because
single
they
house
they
is
got
different.
Yeah. So luckily I had to speak with a lady that was just about to trash
Okay.
her trash. And I spoke to her and she told me like every like days we
Yeah.
can trash and the timing. So it was really helpful. But like for newbie, like I just came to Taiwan
Yeah.
8 months ago. I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
So luckily, she saved me. Not even the landlord saved me. He didn't care about this.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But you're not really, I feel like there's this kind of this rite of passage where in order to really call yourself Taiwanese, you have to chase the garbage truck.
Exactly.
Like, wait.
Yeah.
You throw it in.
Yeah.
Have you had that experience yet?
Every time. every time.
Because the trash truck, it only stops at one stop for like 20 minutes or
Maybe.
so.
Exactly.
Sometimes 5. Depending.
What?
Yeah, sometimes if it's a really congested street or a narrow alley.
crazy.
It depends on where you live, and every single spot is different.
But not where I live.
Okay.
We just go forward and really, because I live in a narrow street, so
So you really have
Yeah.
to chase.
yeah,
That's a
I told you
chase.
every time. It's literally every time.
There's usually 2 days that the trucks.
Wednesday and Sunday.
Yes, Wednesday and
No
Sundays.
garbage pickup.
It's their day off. At my place, it appears like 10 to 10:15
Okay,
or
so you have a 15-minute window.
Yeah. What about your place?
I live in a very big neighborhood, and there's like this one of the only parks in the neighborhood, so it stops there for 50 minutes.
Wow, 15.
I have almost an hour to take my trash out, but I always leave early. The minute it rings, I just drop everything, take the garbage out, because I don't want to oh no, and chase after it.
All right.
Well, this has been really cool.
Yeah.
And so I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little break.
Yes.
And then we'll come back to our favorite part of the show. See you in a bit.
The place that I want to share with you that I think is culturally relevant.
No signs or fancy logo, just a smell and a long line of people who know. You need to order and then wait at least 1 hour before you get your food.
You queue for 1 hour. That's so Taiwanese. Yes.
You don't need much here. You can just nap, read a book, scroll on your phone, or whatever you want to do.
The moment you took your clothes off, our crew is like so satisfied.
Wow! And then he got in the water and he came with his hair all wet and like, wow! Yeah, welcome back to the show. This is our favorite part of the show.
Yes, it's called
Wow Me! This is where we like to invite our guests to tell us and show us about things that they have found, learned about, or tried in Taiwan that they think can impress the locals on the couch
Yes.
and their friends and family at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very interested to see.
So if you guys wow us, then we're willing to give some hearts to you, which means a wow, and then we'll count up points backstage.
Yep.
But if your share is only then we'll give you a very nice okay lah.
Nice.
Okay. Just to be polite.
Very interesting.
Yes, very Taiwanese.
Very beautiful.
Okay, so starting with...
Let's start with Gio.
So the place that I want to share with you that I think is culturally relevant because it's chou tofu.
Ooh.
But it's not
Stinky
only...
tofu?
Yes, stinky tofu. Every foreigner has this passage that they need to go through having chou tofu for the first time.
Yes, I agree. I mean,
And-
all of them do it.
It's mandatory, right? And I've tried to find the best chou tofu in Taiwan. And I think I found it.
Okay.
You always have to book in advance before going. Like if you go there, you need to wait at least 1 hour and a half before you get your chou tofu.
What?
Yes, that's crazy. Only local goes. I never seen a single foreigner there.
Okay.
I give you wows for that because you queue for 1 hour. That's so Taiwanese. Yes. Okay, so
But you have a VCR
a
with us,
VCR.
right?
Yes, I
Okay.
did.
Okay, okay.
Come with me. I want to show you something really, really special. It's 9:30 p.m. We are in Banqiao, and this is not your usually tourist tour. This is the legendary Stinky Tofu truck. Yes, a truck, and it serves the best tofu ever. And yeah, it smells like a lot. The truck is called dougan-bo, and it's been around since the 60s. No signs or fancy logos, just the smell and a long line of people who know. They double fry the tofu until it's golden and crunchy, but inside it's very soft. But wait, we are not done. This place is super popular. You need to order and then wait at least 1 hour before you get your food. Or you can call before you arrive. 老板，可以一份加大，
一个加大，
一个
好
对加辣。
加辣，OK，
好谢谢
要稍等哦，大概1个小时。
好，没问题。
22号，22号。
谢谢。Look at this beauty. Crispy tofu, spicy sauce, and a mountain of gorgeous cabbage. It's my favorite part. It's like a little late night miracle on a paper plate. Mamma mia! Crunchy, sour, sweet, spicy, all flavor combined together. I didn't grow up with this, but now I cannot live without it. The trucks only shows up after 9:30 p.m. No GPS, no Google Maps, only the smell leading the way for the one who knows. Actually, there are 3 trucks in Banqiao and only in different locations. If you happen to find one, why don't you try yourself? Taiwan taught me this. Sometimes the stinkiest food has the biggest heart. And if you're brave enough to try it, you'll fall in love too. Oh, and don't forget, the pao tai is everything.
Earning my wows. Gio. Oh, geez.
That's super impressive. How did you discover that you liked stinky tofu?
Well, I love tofu in general. Then I tried stinky tofu for the first time, and I kind of grows on you, you know?
Okay,
like,
yeah.
like coffee.
That's true, that's true, that's true. When you're younger, coffee is terrifying, and then...
And then it grows on you, and you get accustomed. And then I used to live nearby the music park in Banqiao, and then a friend brought me there, and was like, this is gonna revolutionize your idea of chou tofu.
So was that the first shop that you tried? Like-
No,
Okay.
that's not the first shop, but definitely the last one. Like,
You know, stinky tofu comes in a fried version and a steamed version.
Yes.
Have you tried the steamed version?
I tried both, but fried is better.
Oh, you like the fried one better?
Everything is beautiful deep fried.
That's
Yeah.
true, that's true. Everything's good for you, deep fried.
What food can you compare stinky tofu with anything back home?
Oh, we have like a type of cheese in
Okay.
Italy, which is maybe gorgonzola is very popular, which is
Okay.
with malt.
Yes.
Malt cheese, kind of like blue cheese.
Right,
Okay.
right.
And it's very intense, very strong. I think Taiwanese people, they don't really enjoy that. It's from my experience. I
Yeah.
try to cook it for my friends, And it was like, ooh.
And you lose your friend.
But is gorgonzola also something that you like too, the flavor and the taste of it?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
it's
okay.
absolutely amazing.
Do you guys agree with the cheese?
Do you like gorgonzola?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Gorgonzola?
Totally, yeah.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
We should try gorgonzola.
Yeah, we do. Okay, Gio.
Thank you,
Nice,
Gio.
nice, nice.
Very cool, very cool. Gotta try that out.
Next up,
Valerio. And you also have a VCR for us to share? Okay, okay, let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Valerio. And this is Dawulun Beach, my favorite spot in Taiwan.
You feel better at the end of the day. Gonna drive all the darkness away.
We have class from 8 to 10 every morning, and by 5:10, I'd be out the door, swimming trunks in my backpack, and quick Uber to the bus station. And that's it, like the whole afternoon right here. But now I need to change myself, so please, the look, you cannot.
I'm feeling good. La 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 la. I'm feeling good. Yeah. I'm feeling good.
You don't need much here. You just need a towel, a book, and some snacks if you want to eat something, and you're done. You can just nap, read a book, scroll on your phone, or whatever you want to do. That's why I love this place. And now I'm going to Xiahai. The water is really clear. Sometimes I just float here for 20 minutes. This place is really special, especially because it's really close to my school and the city, so I just come here very often with my friends and we just have fun all together. You guys have seen enough, so it's time to put clothes back on. After a swim, seafood it's different. The shrimp is fresh, the flying fish is crispy, and the beer, well, the beer is always good by the beach. This is Dawulun Beach. There's no big sign or anything, and if you just want a little bit of sun, water, and a break from the noise of the city, this is it.
you know, the moment you took your clothes off, our crew is like so sad.
And then he got in the water and he came with his hair all wet and they're like, wow!
So crazy.
Oh, wow. So,
Okay.
did you like take a bus there or how do you get there?
Basically, you can also take a bus, but it takes like a long time.
Okay.
So I just prefer to take an Uber from the school. It's just more or less like 40 minutes from my school.
Okay, okay.
And Tianyu.
And so you're going from Taipei City to Keelung.
Yeah, exactly.
All the way to
Yeah.
Keelung. You have a lot of seafood back at home, right? Because you live by the sea.
Exactly.
So
That's a connection.
Similarities?
Yeah, that's similar. That's why I told you I love that place because it reminds me a little bit of my hometown.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Also a nice beer, a cold beer after like swimming around, getting some
Exactly.
sun. Oh, that'll.
Wait, how is Taiwanese beer? What's that?
Haibutsuo.
I almost give you okay.
Super good. It's super good.
是吗?
Super good.
Super good.
Best beer I have had in my life.
Where I come from, I take haibutuo as a compliment. So.
Juming Museum is actually the biggest outdoor museum in Taiwan. When you step inside, it's not just entering a museum, but it's actually entering to the biggest Juming artwork.
Wow for you. Yeah. You look like the ladybugs of the museum.
That was a while back, probably about 4 years. It feels it's a bit frozen in time in that regard, so I found this so interesting.
Okay, next up we have Gloria.
So today I'm bringing something very special for me, like it's also the place where currently I'm working, and it's the Juming Museum.
And it's also a VCR to show
Yes,
off.
of course.
Sorry, to show as well. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gloria. I come from Italy and I come to Taiwan to study art. And now I work here at the Juming Museum. Today is a rainy day, but I'm in good company with some other ladies with umbrella. Let's go to discover the museum together. Let's go. Juming Museum is actually the biggest outdoor museum in Taiwan. Here we are in one of the 2 exhibition spaces of the museum, And here we can go and see the Living World Series Citizen, these incredible pieces. And you always have to remember that when you step inside, it's not just entering a museum, but it's actually entering into the biggest Juming artwork. And here we are at the Tai Chi Square, the heart of the museum, where is held the most renewed, famous series Juming, the Tai Chi series. Here the sculpture blend perfectly in the surrounding, and they live in harmony with the nature, following the Tai Chi teachings. I love this sculpture because they do transmit, they're still, but they transmit incredible dynamism, and they are like peaceful but very powerful. And I love to come here to see visitors taking pictures with the sculpture and mimic their own pose. Juming's work capture the sense of nature, powerful yet peaceful, full of balance and rhythm. And here we can find other example of the Living World series. We can see how this series is truly inspired by everyday life and how different and each of them is unique. Here we can see the gentleman, the armed force, and many others all around the museum. These are not just sculpture, they're people, ordinary people, portrayed with extraordinary depth and emotion. This series is a celebration of life of all its form, profound appreciation for the infinite possibilities within ordinary moments, which truly embodies Juming idea of art as living. Welcome to the exhibition department. Here we are responsible for all the exhibition, the art project of the museum. Behind the scene of the museum, there is actually an incredible team working each day to keep the museum running smoothly. From the administration, the exhibition, conservation, education, facilities, and many more. I believe art has endless possibilities and it can give you eyes to see the world in a different way. And I also think art is for everyone and you don't need to be an expert to be actually embrace it. So I want to invite everyone to come here to the museum to discover Juming artworks. Ciao!
A lot of wows for you, Gloria. You look like the lady boss of the museum.
As a Taiwanese growing up here, the only Juming pieces I really know are the Tai Chi pieces.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
didn't know there was so much more like slices of life or...
There is so much more, but it's true, like when I talk about with people, the Juming Museum, like the Tai Chi series is one of the most famous, but there is so much more to discover. And the museum is so very big, so like you have to take like half day free to visit all properly.
Yeah,
so,
the indoors and outdoors alone seem like about the size of like a football field, maybe
yeah,
even more.
it will take you a few hours to like see everything. So I'm always like when I have to go from one space to the others, I always take some time. But it's very beautiful place to walk around.
I had a question because when you think about Taiwan, usually modern art or contemporary art isn't the first thing that comes to mind. But like you've been studying and doing this for a while, like what do you feel about the scene here?
Like for me, like when I moved here and people were asking me like, oh, why an Italian should come to Taiwan to study art? That doesn't really make sense.
Because you have fascinating art.
Of course, Italy have also incredible art, but I also believe that Taiwanese art is also something that incredible as well. It's so much to discover, to see. I didn't know too much before moving here, and now I've learned the history of art, and there's so many like art events, incredible museum, art gallery, art space. There is so much more to see. So I always want to push everyone to like discover it and to see more. Every week there is something new to see, something a new opening, new exhibition, a new art event. It's actually
Very
even
alive.
too much. Yes, it is.
There's not enough time almost. Wow.
I'm actually quite fascinated.
Yeah, me too.
Because the last time I went to Juming Museum was when the school took us.
Right.
Usually it's these kind of opportunities we go
school
to
trips.
Juming. Yeah, it's quite far away.
Yeah.
But I was watching your video and thinking, hey, maybe I should just drive over. It's like 40-minute, 1-hour drive to Jingsan.
And just spend the day there, walk around, and
Why
take a look
not?
at it. Yeah. Well, no, that's really interesting.
This is really nice. Wow.
Really, just kind of like how you think about it, because it's there. You just need to like go see it, and then it becomes part of the narrative to kind of envision it being in that kind of a place. And we do have a lot of art here.
We do, we do,
Oh,
we
wow,
do.
wow,
Wow,
wow.
thank you, Gloria.
Thank you, Gloria. Thank you, Gloria.
Lovely.
All right.
Yes.
Last but not least,
Daniele.
Daniele.
Yeah, you got it right.
What do you have for us today?
I have some pictures and I have a story about Matsu.
Okay.
So Matsu is a goddess here in Taiwan that the locals really love and cherish, and they venerate this deity. I found out about Matsu first on a scooter, actually. The first time, yeah. I was walking around with my friends in a night market, and there was a scooter that had these little red figurines attached to it, and they told me that those are there for protection. So Matsu is protecting you whenever you ride. So I thought it was very, very cute, and we have similar stuff like that in Italy, right? We will put it in our cars with some saints or things like that. So I felt it was like, oh, that's very close to Italy, actually, right?
Yeah.
And so I kept thinking about that for a while, and then back in the days when we had lockdowns in Taipei, I agreed with my girlfriend that we should move out because I didn't want to be under lockdown, and we went to Matsu Dao, so the island that took the name from the goddess.
Right.
And right there we found this huge statue of Matsu.
How long ago was this trip?
That was a while back, probably about 4 years.
4 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So right around like COVID time, kind of when it was
3, 4
loosening up a
years.
bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow.
This is the goddess?
The goddess, yeah.
What about the island?
The island was very interesting. But first of all, it was empty. No tourists because, you know, people wanted to stay home.
Yeah.
I was the only one that wanted to go around.
Yeah.
And so we had the whole island for ourselves.
Wow.
It was an interesting feeling to go around by scooter.
Yeah.
And I found a couple of beaches I really like. So, yeah, those were enjoyable.
Matsu was beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it feels it's a bit frozen in time in that
Yeah.
regard. So I found this so interesting.
Yeah, well, it's like part of the military history too, and because
Yeah.
it's so close to the mainland, there's like this tension there. Wow.
Okay. Have you tried the well-known, kind of notorious hard liquor of the island?
Sorghum, gaoliang.
Oh, gaoliang. I thought it was in Jinmen.
Both.
They both have it.
Matsu
okay.
has gaoliang, Jingmen has gaoliang also.
Ah, okay. I didn't
you like
know
it?
that. I didn't try that. No.
You haven't tried?
I haven't
Then I
tried.
give you
yeah.
okay lah.
There you go. Everything was closed as well.
No. But still, Matsu, the goddess, and the island
Yeah.
is both beautiful. It has beautiful stories,
Yeah,
beautiful sceneries.
Yeah, fascinating history as
Yes.
well. Yeah,
So,
wow.
I'll give you
we got
one.
lots for that. We got
I'll
lots for
take
that.
whatever.
You're so nice. I like Italians.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Well,
Interesting stories, interesting experiences.
yes, different perspectives.
Yeah, and interesting to see how like a lot of things we would want to go learn from Italy, the Italian classmates are coming here to learn about Taiwan.
I know. The art,
Yeah.
the language.
The food, the
Yes.
culture. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
Yes, thank
And
you guys
unfortunately,
very
that's the end of the pleasantries for today's episode because we have to elect a winner.
Yes, we will add up the scores and announce the winner of today.
So, drum roll, please. Thank you for playing. Thank you for coming on the show. Let's see.
Thank you very
Please
much.
give us a speech. Give us a speech. Speech.
Thank you very much. This is one of my biggest accomplishments I've had in my life. Thanks, Mom, for believing in me. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Please leave your name on our honor roll. Thank you, Valerio. And thank you all for coming on the show today.